Numbers 31. Vengeance on Midian. The end of Balaam and the spoils of war. Numbers 31 records the Lord's command to avenge Israel on the Midianites for the seduction at Peor. A 12-man army led by Phinehas the priest destroys Midian, kills the 5 kings in Balaam, and returns with spoils. Moses is angry that the women who caused the sin were spared, and orders the death of all non-virgins and boys, saving only the young virgins. Purification rites follow. The spoils are divided equally with tribute to the Lord and to the Levites. Miraculously, every soldier returns. The commanders bring a freewill gold offering as a memorial. Let us walk through it. The Lord said to Moses, "Take vengeance on the Midianites for the Israelites. After that, you will be gathered to your people." So Moses said to the people, "Arm some of your men to go to war against the Midianites so that they may carry out the Lord's vengeance on them. Send into battle 1,000 men from each of the tribes of Israel." So 12,000 men armed for battle, 1,000 from each tribe, were supplied from the clans of Israel. Moses sent them into battle, 1,000 from each tribe, along with Phinehas son of Eleazar, the priest, who took with him articles from the sanctuary and the trumpets for signaling. They fought against Midian as the Lord commanded Moses and killed every man. Among their victims were Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Ribah, the 5 kings of Midian. They also killed Balaam son of Peor with the sword. The Israelites captured the Midianite women and children, and took all the Midianite herds, flocks, and goods as plunder. They burned all the towns where the Midianites had settled, as well as all their camps. They took all the plunder and spoils, including the people and animals, and brought the captive spoils and plunder to Moses and Eleazar the priest and the Israelite assembly at their camp on the plains of Moab, by the Jordan across from Jericho. Moses, Eleazar the priest, and all the leaders of the community went to meet them outside the camp. Moses was angry with the officers of the army, the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, who returned from the battle. "Have you allowed all the women to live?" he asked them. They were the ones who followed Balaam's advice and enticed the Israelites to be unfaithful to the Lord in the Peor incident, so that a plague struck the Lord's people. Now kill all the boys, and kill every woman who has slept with a man, but save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man. Anyone who has killed someone or touched someone who was killed must stay outside the camp 7 days. On the 3rd and 7th days, you must purify yourselves and your captives. Purify every garment as well as everything made of leather, goat hair, or wood." Then Eleazar the priest said to the soldiers who had gone into battle, "This is what is required by the law that the Lord gave Moses, equals gold, silver, bronze, iron, tin, lead 23, and anything else that can withstand fire must be put through the fire, and then it will be clean. But it must also be purified with the water of cleansing. And whatever cannot withstand fire must be put through that water. On the 7th day, wash your clothes and you will be clean. Then you may come into the camp." Dividing the spoils, the Lord said to Moses, "You and Eleazar the priest and the family heads of the community are to count all the people and animals that were captured. Divide the spoils equally between the soldiers who took part in the battle and the rest of the community. From the soldiers who fought in the battle, set apart as tribute for the Lord 1 out of every 500, whether people, cattle, donkeys, or sheep. Take this tribute from their half share and give it to Eleazar the priest as the Lord's part. From the Israelites' half, select 1 out of every 50, whether people, cattle, donkeys, sheep, or other animals. Give them to the Levites who are responsible for the care of the Lord's tabernacle." So Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. The plunder remaining from the spoils that the soldiers took was 675 sheep, 72 cattle, 61 donkeys, and 32 women who had never slept with a man. The half share of those who fought in the battle was 337 500 sheep, of which the tribute for the Lord was 675. 36 cattle, of which the tribute for the Lord was 72 500 donkeys, of which the tribute for the Lord was 61. 16 people, of whom the tribute for the Lord was 32. Moses gave the tribute to Eleazar the priest as the Lord's part, as the Lord commanded Moses. The half belonging to the Israelites, which Moses set apart from that of the fighting men. The community's half was 337 500 sheep, 36 cattle, 3,500 donkey, and 16 people. From the Israelites' half, Moses selected 1 out of every 50 people and animals, as the Lord commanded him, and gave them to the Levites, who were responsible for the care of the Lord's tabernacle. Then the officers who were over the units of the army, the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, went to Moses and said to him, "Your servants have counted the soldiers under our command, and not one is missing. So we have brought as an offering to the Lord the gold articles each of us acquired: armlets, bracelets, signet rings, earrings, and necklaces to make atonement for ourselves before the Lord. Moses and Eleazar the priest accepted from them the gold, all the crafted articles, all the gold from the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds that Moses and Eleazar presented as a gift to the Lord weighed 750 shekels. Each soldier had taken plunder for himself. Moses and Eleazar the priest accepted the gold from the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds and brought it into the tent of meeting as a memorial for the Israelites before the Lord. Lessons and teachings. 1. Divine justice is real. 2. God does not ignore sin. Take vengeance on the Midianites for the Israelites. 31:2. The Midianites had conspired to destroy Israel spiritually through the Baal of Peor incident. God's command for vengeance was not petty revenge, but a judicial act against a nation that had made itself an enemy of the covenant. For us, trust God's justice, even when we do not fully understand it. He sees the full picture. 2. Balaam's and Tevin greed and opposition to God lead to destruction. They also killed Balaam son of Peor with the sword. 31. Balaam, who tried to curse Israel and later advised the seduction at Peor, died by the sword. He thought he could serve both God and his own greed, but his double-mindedness led to ruin. For us, you cannot serve God and money. Hidden sin will eventually find you out. 3. Even righteous war leaves defilement, so we need constant cleansing. Anyone who has killed someone must stay outside the camp 7 days. Purify yourselves. 31:19, 20. The soldiers were carrying out God's command, yet they still needed purification from contact with death. Even noble actions in a fallen world leave a residue requiring cleansing. For us, do not become proud of your spiritual battles. Come to the cross daily for washing. 4. Equal sharing of spoils, i.d. justice and distribution. Divide the spoils equally between the soldiers who took part in the battle and the rest of the community. 31:27. Those who fought and those who stayed behind both received an equal share. The community as one body. Supporters are as important as warriors. For us, support those who go to battle for you. Your prayers, finances, and encouragement are a vital share in the victory. 5. Not one missing. God preserves his army. Your servants have counted the soldiers and not one is missing. 31:49. 12,000 men went to war, all returned. This is a remarkable testimony to divine protection. For us, when God sends you into battle, he goes with you. He will bring you back. Trust his protection. 6. The freewill offering. Some be gratitude for preservation. We have brought as an offering to the Lord, to make atonement for ourselves. 31:50. The commanders voluntarily gave gold jewelry, not because they had to, but because they were grateful. 30. Not a single man had been lost. For us, have you offered a free will gift to God lately? 30. Out of thanksgiving, not duty. When you see his hand of protection, let your heart respond with generosity.
Let's continue studying the book of Numbers. We are almost finishing. Stay tuned. Subscribe, like, comment, and hit notification button for more videos, more Bible study, and more Bible knowledge. We got you.